Hey, hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so Capricorns, let's take a look at the one on Capricorn's mind. Three of Cups. Hang on. This person could be out whining, dining, smoozing, talking to other people, but they could also be talking a lot about Capricorn. We got a Queen of Swords. Hang on. What is this about? Ooh, Seven of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Capricorns. I think Capricorn just dodged a bullet on this one. If this person is somebody who tends to like keep their secrets, I don't know. This is starting to look like someone who is not very truthful, and they have somebody else who watches them with a hawk's eye, that they're always scampering out from underneath the hawk's eye. It's like there's a Queen of Swords who knows that there's like that they live a little double or triple life. This is them running away, hiding, and with this Four of Pentacles, it's like they want to close that door to whatever their past life was. Hang on. Either look, a Queen of Swords upright is not going to be rude. So we got the Three of Swords. Gosh, is this somebody who wants to pretend like they haven't been up to something that they have been, because they're trying to avoid either being found out, because they could, I feel like they might get kicked on out of somebody's life because of betrayal. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've got terrible cards on this. Let me look a little closer. The Death card, the Four of Swords upright. I'm so sorry to say this, but in this storyline, please remember these are fictional stories, okay? But I will tell the story that comes out, good, bad, or ugly. I don't get to pick the cards. It's however they fall. In this story, this is somebody who has carried a torch for Capricorn for a long time. I'm not saying Capricorn is the side dish. Capricorn is not the other person per se, not because they were a part of any deception, but rather this looks like in their heart of hearts, whomever this character is with, which is a Queen of Swords, that is not where their heart is. It appears that their heart has been with Capricorn for a long time. It appears that, and this could just be in their mind's eye, but other people might know. Other people might have guessed or been aware that, like, they may be with a Queen of Swords, but you know who they still think about. This, because it's almost, and I never felt like this was, cheating per se. It looks like, yeah, wine and dine and chit chatting with people, but it's almost like somebody is like, there's gossip around this person, because it's like, well, they're with a Queen of Swords, but they still are in love with Capricorn. That's really who's on their mind. I know it. I mean, this could almost be like a family member, or somebody who knows this person well, and it's like, I hate to say it, but they never got over Capricorn all those years ago. That is the way this comes across to me, because of these two cards. Because with the Death card and the hope for resurrection, and God, if only we could dance one more time, and this energy of, I don't know how things ended between themselves and Capricorn, but this is somebody who, I'm guessing, life moved on, and they think that they've been hiding the fact that they never moved on from Capricorn. Life moves on, we age, but it doesn't mean that our heart gets over stuff. Now, that Queen of Swords could also be a mother figure who is just speaking truth, maybe going to be speaking truth to them. I don't know. Let me ask, who is the Queen of Swords? King of Swords. This could be mother and father figure that are about to have a conversation with them and be like, you do realize, why are you trying to go date other people when it seems like you still talk about Capricorn? It seems like, locking off your emotions and pretending you're fine is not going to hide what we can see on you. This could be a coming to Jesus moment, where it's like an intervention or something, where maybe this is a married couple of friends, or maybe this is family members, maybe this is their sister, brother or sister-in-law, whatever, saying, what we don't get is you act like you're fine, but it seems so obvious to us that you've always still had Capricorn on your mind, that that's really what you're holding out for. So why don't you think about that? All I can say is whichever direction, I mean, I guess I could say that maybe they are a king or a queen of swords in some other relationship, and they're hiding the fact that they've always still been in love with Capricorn. I mean, to the point though, where this person almost like wants to flee, and they like hide away and cry in their room sometime, or they go someplace quiet so that they can deal with this feeling of loss. Like, why is their feeling of loss around Capricorn so much more pronounced right now? Why are they struggling so hard to hide that feeling? Temperance and the sun. You know, this could be, because I'm hearing that song. I love that song so much by, is it Bryce Lee or Lee Bryce? I flip his name around sometimes. Your memory I don't mess with. It's got such a great rhythm to it, but in it, it's like, you know, every season, you know, he has this memory of, in the song he says something like the girl I was the best with. It feels like that, like they were their best when they were with Capricorn. They were always their best when they were with Capricorn, and no matter time and distance, it doesn't fade. And possibly, like, there's different memories that come up at seasonal times, or, you know, I'm just looking at the sun card, and, you know, I'm in the northern hemisphere, so I'm picturing, you know, it's hot summer where I'm at, so I'm picturing that for them it's like during the summer months, that's when I remember like particularly fabulous memories, something that I shared with Capricorn. I'm sorry, I'm hearing from the musical Grease, but oh, those summer nights. By the way, I so do not actually enjoy that song, and yet that just popped into my head. It's funny when songs pop into my head that I don't listen to at all. It's just not my musical taste. Nothing wrong with it. I just personally have different taste. But it's so wild because I'm wondering if we've got this emperor now coming out sideways. See, I think that this person is remembering. Now I'm hearing Rod Stewart, "When I Was Your Man." Everything in my world seemed good and right. And no, not the Bruno Mars. This is a totally different song. It feels like either they were going to propose to Capricorn or they did. And it's like they not only miss Capricorn, they miss who they were back when they were like Capricorn's man. Man, woman, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but they do come across as an emperor, but an emperor sideways. This is also like they never quite stepped up fully. Either they didn't marry Capricorn, and that's maybe what they're still wishing, like we could have that first dance at our wedding. I feel like there's a song or something for sure that calls to them, especially at this point in time. So maybe there was, you know how like every summer that we kind of have like an anthem song, you know, and I'm wondering if there's like an anthem song that would have been like, that's the soundtrack to their memories. I'm hearing Richard Marx right now. And I'm merging two of his songs at the moment because I've got Angelina in my head, and I've got that other one, his other really, really famous hit. And for the life of me, I can't come up with this title right now, but I know I'm blending two songs. And I got Boys of Summer by Don Henley too. Queen of Wands in the reverse. This feels like what could have been and wasn't. And there was this time where it was like that was the best time of their life. And then instead, I don't know what happened, but it's like they fumbled this, or they let Capricorn slip through their fingers, maybe to the point where they actually are worried Capricorn ended up loathing them or something. Fool. Unless they could have been with Capricorn and instead they somehow made the biggest mistake of their life and they took some leap of faith back toward a karmic. Oh my gosh, please tell me no. You didn't go back to a karmic, did you? Capricorn would know that if that had happened. High Priestess. It would look like if that did happen, then Capricorn absolutely knew it. Two of Swords, and then blocked them. If they were on the, this almost looks like we had a third party disruptor come in. Some karmic that they had unfinished business with, like right at the cusp of where things were going so well between themselves and Capricorn, but then some disruptor popped their head in, and then Capricorn was like, whoa, I sense something else is going on here. We're done. Two of Wands. Here's the thing, when a third party pops back up like that, and a third party could be anything, it doesn't have to be an ex, it could be, let's say they got caught up in some party lifestyle that they were leaving behind. They were maturing, things were moving well in a direction with Capricorn, but then old friend comes to town, says, hey, let's go out and party, let's run amok, let's, invest in our egos. Let's imagine we're 10 feet tall. Let's drink too much. Let's do, stupid things. Let's get ourselves into some legal trouble. And that could have been like Capricorn going, whoa, you told me you didn't party like that anymore. You're not bringing that into my life. You have to pick which you're choosing. I'm just saying it could have been something different. It doesn't have to have been an ex or a feminine or something like that. But it was enough for Capricorn to say, you can't. I feel like this person has a problem with the truth. They lie to themselves about being okay without Capricorn. I think even their family knows you are not okay without Capricorn. You still want Capricorn. Capricorn was the road not taken. The person you were supposed to have married, the person that you might have caused grief to, but they hurt themselves way more than they hurt Capricorn if they slipped backwards into some like party lifestyle or something that they allowed to derail what was going on between themselves and Capricorn. Or if maybe it was one of those situations where they were just getting to know Capricorn and then an ex shows up and they're like, unfinished business. If it was a person, here's the thing. Remember, they were only an emperor sideways. That's not going to be good enough for them to be with Capricorn anyway. If they're an emperor sideways, they got a lot of growing up still to do. If an ex shows back up and they have unfinished business, that's kind of the test maybe for the universe to give to them to say, listen, if you're going to be having the love story of a lifetime with Capricorn, let's make sure that you're really good enough for Capricorn. Let's go ahead and say your toxic ex shows back up. Are you mature enough to know what to pick, how you yourself can avoid being toxic? Are you basically ready for somebody as wonderful as Capricorn? And if it turns out that they weren't, then Capricorn was definitely protected. Like, thank God that ex showed up before Capricorn got any more invested with them, because it gave Capricorn the chance to be like, whoa, intuitively, I can see you are not at my frequency yet. You got to go. You have to go figure out what frequency you want to be at, because to be with me, you have got to be like stellar. And you're not if you're getting mixed up with an ex. Or if somebody toxic can bring that into your life and derail you that easy, that means you've got a lot of growing up still to do. I actually think that's so much better that Capricorn did not end up having to deal with too much from them. Six of Pentacles. I swear, I feel like this is where Capricorn ultimately was the person who made the decision that I expect way more. And Capricorn kind of had a conversation with them that much the way like a boss has to have a conversation with an employee who's absolutely not doing any of the things that were expected. We had an agreement and you're not able to, well, you're able to hold up your end of the agreement, but you aren't. So therefore you either don't have this job anymore, or, there was some conversation about equality, about, you do realize you were supposed to already be ready to be with me, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting everything that I would expect. So you notice how I think Capricorn poured that cup right back into their own little pool and said, yeah, I'm not dealing with somebody. No, you can't call me. No, you can't reach out to me. No, you can't have my energy. No, we're not going to be palsy-walsies either, because you got a lot of growing up to do, kid. Like I feel like that was the way it ended up, Capricorn looking at them. And I feel like time has passed. I feel like that was an epic mistake that they might have made there. I feel like Capricorn probably has moved on, but man, they have never moved on from Capricorn. Quite the reverse. I feel like they cry a lot over Capricorn. And with that Two of Pentacles, they juggle in their mind all the time. Is there ever a chance for me to right this wrong that I made, this wrong direction? You know, if only it were as simple as driving a car. The Lover's card. So they chose wrong, but now you notice there's only one place they want to be, and that is with Capricorn. Look, the whole thing is, this was never anything that Capricorn was like not good enough to be chosen, or that Capricorn isn't the one that their heart wanted. It's just that their maturity level, they weren't ready to be an emperor. They shouldn't have matched with Capricorn yet. It's almost fortuitous that X showed back up, if indeed it was an X, because it gave Capricorn the opportunity to assess them and be like, ooh, you are not up to snuff from me. If you can get peeled away so easily by a toxic X, ooh, gosh, no, you're not my person. You haven't got the chops to run with me. And it's so wild because this has been like the biggest mistake of their life. This is something that they have carried with them for a very long time. I kind of feel like their life collapsed a bit after all this, because they made the wrong turn. All I can say is there's only one person on their heart, and that is our Capricorn. With that Lover's card, I don't know necessarily how long it's going to take, but they are most definitely, they're probably closer to Capricorn than Capricorn thinks. Closer to like reaching out is what I mean, because their heart can't help it. Oh gosh, that song in that other Rod Stewart song is, I don't want you to come around here no more. I beg you for mercy. You don't know how strong my weakness is or how much it hurts me. Because when you say it's over with him, I want to believe it's true. But it's like, oh, it's when the one you love's in love with someone else. That might have seemed like the song that Capricorn was singing once upon a time, but now it's them singing it. So I don't know if Capricorn's in another relationship, but I see it as it's them singing that song, like they're begging for mercy. Like, yeah, maybe Capricorn has so totally moved on and is happily married with someone else. And this is just a story of the person who pops into Capricorn's head once in a while themselves. And it's like, wonder what it would have been like if I had gone down that road. I almost married that other person, or thought I was going to, but they ran off with an ex. And instead, my life has gone this whole other beautiful direction. This could be something way long ago in the past. And this is just somebody where, for what it's worth, there's never a time that they haven't regretted the decision that they made. With that Eight of Pentacles, though, they are forever still hoping that they'll get another chance, even if Capricorn is with another person, happily married, happily ever after. There is still some reason that they say, I can't stop thinking about what might have been, what would have been, what could have been if I had been with Capricorn. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Whew, that was a heavy one for them anyway. All right, thank you guys for hanging out. Bye.